Okay, now nobody has made a video on this, so I'll be the first. Pretty much it's Kemah versus Pleasure Pier. Okay, so you guys want to know which one is better. I'll be comparing, both parks and see what they have and what they don't have and things that I wish they had. So for the first thing I'll talk about is the rides. Kemah has less rides than Pleasure Pier, but if you want to go to Kemah for the kids or just smaller children, then that'll be the place for you on that. Kemah has one big roller coaster, which is the Boardwalk Bullet, and it has like two or three other thrill rides. Would be like a drop ride or like the continuous loop flat ride. As for Pleasure Pier, the park does have one roller coaster as well, but the comparison between their roller coasters is that Pleasure Pier's roller coaster is shorter but is more thrilling, and Kemah is longer and pretty much fun as well. But Pleasure Pier has a shorter roller coaster. Kemah has a longer roller coaster. Pleasure Pier has, the steel roller coaster, and Kemah has the wood roller coaster called the Boardwalk Bullet. Pleasure Pier is mostly for older people, I would have to say. It's not really a kids place because they don't really touch on kids rides like that. But for the thrill rides, you have your Resolution, you have your Cyclone, your Sea Dragon. They even have a log flume and a Gulf Glider as well. Now a Gulf Glider is just your classic carnival swing ride. For parking, I didn't like parking for Pleasure Pier. It's like a must pay. You have to pay for parking, and honestly, around the area, if you want to park somewhere for free, it's like the neighborhoods are like, oh, this is for residents only, and it's just a big chore to find parking. I know you guys like to save money and stuff like that, but parking, you might as well just pay up to make it easier for yourself. Next for the scenery. Kemah, they have nice scenery. I mean, it's on a boardwalk, so you have a nice view of the water. It's not really on a beach, but it's like next to a marine, so you have a good view. You can see the cruise ships and everything else like that. They have, hotels there, for nice scenic views. Hotel views are actually pretty good, actually. They have a hotel called the Boardwalk Inn. If anybody wants to stay there, you can, stay there and book a hotel there. For Pleasure Pier, on the other hand, um, I didn't really see a hotel. I know that it used to be one, but I didn't see a hotel myself. I know they have different inns and stuff like that all around the area, but the pretty much it's on a pier, so it gives you that nice like California-ish vibe. Like you're on the pier and you're on the beach and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. I like the beach view better than the pier view because if you're on the beach, you can actually see the boardwalk and it gives you like that nice summer feel. Now for the ticket prices, an all-day ride pass at the Pleasure Pier would be $26.99 for people 48 inches and up, and $19.99 under 48 inches, which is pretty good for a park with that many rides. It's more rides than Kemah Boardwalk, so I would have to, it's pretty okay. Get ready to spend a good $30. If you decide you want to walk off the pier, you can always get back on with that pass. And there's like a Chick-fil-A in the area, and there's a Wendy's across the street. And I like that about it. Like they're not really too strict on staying inside of the area, which is pretty good. For Kemah, on the other hand, for an all-day ride pass for 48 inches and over, it would be $24.99. And for all-day ride pass for under 48 inches would be $18.99. And for Kemah, it's free to walk on if you decide that you don't want to ride anything. And if you don't really want an all-day ride pass and you just want to ride like one thing, you can still purchase tickets for that. It'll be like $6 if you want to ride the Bullet or something like that. For Pleasure Pier, on the other hand, you have to pay $10 if you just want to walk. Now, a lot of people don't like that, which is why I say if you're gonna go there, you might as well buy an all-day ride pass. You shouldn't go there if you're not gonna ride anything because they're gonna charge you $10 just to walk on the pier, which is honestly not good. It's people, it's like robbery to me because I wouldn't want to pay $10 just to walk somewhere, where versus I can go to Kemah, the same like boardwalk style, and go there for free. I do understand about them charging $10 for people to walk on the pier because I know it's a larger scale boardwalk. It's like kind of established, so you want to make your money. Of course, it's not like Six Flags doing that. You know, of course, if you just want to walk into Six Flags, of course they're gonna make you pay that money. So I understand them trying to get the money and everything like that, but honestly, it should just be like cheaper. It should just be like $5 just so you walk on the pier, because $10 is just too much for me. Kemah on the other hand is free, which is, you know, a good thing about that. It's free. You can walk around before do anything, just so you can get a feel for it. If you decide you want to pay for the rides, if you don't, you have a choice. Pleasure Pier, you kind of don't. So the food with both parks, Kemah, their food is pretty, basic. And I have to say, the food there is pretty high. They charge like $7 for a hot dog, just a hot dog. And it's like $5 for a bottle of water. That's the last time I've seen the prices. It was blasphemy for me. For Pleasure Pier, it was like, it was pretty decent. You can get like combos for like $11, which is pretty good. Or, like I said before, you can always walk off the pier and go to like a Wendy's across the street or something like that, then come back on. Unless you bought, an all-day ride pass, then that's eligible. But for the food, you have your basic, Bubba Gump and, everything like that. So that's pretty much all I have to touch on about the food. Just know it's pretty basic. It's your basic amusement park food. It's not cheap. So, spend your money wisely on what you want to eat or bring some food. I do recommend. Now for the things that I wish they had. For Kemah, I understand they do have one roller coaster, but I feel like they keep adding mediocre, cheap rides now. They added this new ride called the Hypno Spin, which is pretty much a tilt-a-whirl. And honestly, it's something that they don't need. It's very unnecessary. It'll, drive people away. You want rides that make people, you want rides that people can get an attraction from. A Hypno Spin is not good. It's not good at all to me. Once again, like I said, it's just a family place. I'm not a family guy. I like thrill rides. I like thrills. They give you that, but barely. It's very mediocre. It's very carnival style. I'm not a fan of it. I just wish there was more for us thrill seekers. For Pleasure Pier, I wish they added. They have these things on the bottom of the pier. Don't know what it's called, but it's like concrete to where they have the option to expand if they want to. And I wish they do expand because I can see that park going places. I wish they could add like another roller coaster or a drop tower. Drop tower is something that they do need. It would be nice to have like a good view of the water, and then all of a sudden you just drop it like you're gonna plunge into the water, which would be pretty cool. I just wish they had a drop tower, and honestly, I'll be complete when I go to Pleasure Pier. So for the verdict, I'm gonna have to give this trophy, this W, to Pleasure Pier. Not only do they have the thrill rides, they also have your family rides. They have way more rides than Kemah. It's prettier than Kemah in my opinion. You can do more there. They have a lot of, different things to do there. Versus Kemah, where everything just feels, mediocre. It's very boring to me, very casual. Not really much to do for thrill seekers. I don't think they really touched on like types of crowds. I know they touched on families pretty much, but yeah, that's pretty much my verdict. Kemah's taking this L for like every time I visited. Nothing has improved. I wish I could contact them and tell them like what do they need for us thrill seekers, because it's not working. I don't see this place like doing anything special anymore. I remember when I first moved down to Houston, and I saw Kemah and I was like, oh, this would be a cool place, with a roller coaster. I got there, it was like only like 5 things I wanted to do. Everything else was just boring and it didn't attract me. But Pleasure Pier on the other hand, they have a cool Eurofighter style roller coaster. They have, your Ferris wheel. They got a swing tower. They have pretty much a lot of things that thrill seekers wish, the atmosphere is pretty good. They have a log flume, so that's a good addition as well. They can expand if they wanted to. And yeah, I mean, it's a good price for both, but I do recommend Pleasure Pier for thrill seekers and Kemah for the family. Not that I don't like Kemah. Kemah is a great place to kill time. Don't get me wrong, when I say it's a terrible park, but Pleasure Pier would be better in my opinion. I give my honest personal opinion on the park. I know it's not the most professional video, but it is vital and it is helpful. I want you to save money, save your fun, save your time. So thank you guys for watching.